A toilet in South Korea now turns your poop into cryptocurrency and power. Also, it's legal now to get your hair cut on a Sunday in New York. And 11 people were killed by lightning while taking selfies in India. These are the weird stories for Wednesday on The Weird AF News, which is the only daily weird news podcast hosted by a comedian. I'm recording at home. It's very hot inside this closet. Bear with me. A toilet in South Korea turns your poop into power and cryptocurrency. Amazing. I want to get paid to poop. Using a toilet can pay for your coffee. It can buy you bananas, even a beer at a university in South Korea where human waste is being used to help power an entire building. You're using my excrement to power a building? This is very powerful stuff here. Cho Jae-won, an urban and environmental engineering professor at the Ulsan National Institute of Science and Technology, has designed an eco-friendly toilet connected to a laboratory that uses excrement to produce biogas and manure. Ooh, and what else? How do I get paid? I want to get paid to crap. This amazing futuristic toilet uses a vacuum pump, to send feces into an underground tank. This reduces water waste. In the tank, microorganisms break down the waste into methane, which becomes a source of energy for the building, powering a gas stove, hot water boiler, and solid oxide fuel cell. It's a miracle. How do I get crypto with my poop, though? I need more information. Here's a quote from this guy, Cho, this genius, saving the world, Cho. If we think out of the box, feces has precious value. To make energy and to make manure, I have put this value into ecological circulation. I'd imagine he has a laugh like that. I turn your excrement into crypto. You want to use your poop to power a treadmill? Leave it to me. This is great. We need to use our poop for better things than just tossing in a waste place. I know. I've heard of people just collecting it and putting it in their garden. That's a thing. I don't have a garden, so I got nowhere to put my poop. I don't have a garden! Now, I know you have questions about how much an average person defecates. Well, I have your answer. It's 500 grams a day. And this can be converted to 50 liters of methane gas. Did you know? This gas can generate 0.5 kilowatts of electricity, or be used to drive a car for about 1.2 kilometers. Gigawatts. This guy Cho has devised a virtual currency called Jigul, which means honey in Korean. Each person using this eco-friendly toilet earns 10 Jigul a day. Look, you get paid to poop. Students can use this currency to buy goods on campus, from freshly brewed coffee to instant cup noodles, fruits, even books. The students can pick up the products they want at a shop and scan a QR code to pay with Jigul. I feel like they should have came up with a better name than Jigul. Just, why not like Crapto Bucks? Shit dollars, something fun. Here's a quote from a student who's really taken advantage of the poop and pay. I had only ever thought that feces are dirty, dirty feces, but now it is a treasure. My feces is a treasure of great value to me. This is the actual quote. My feces is a treasure of great value to me. Listen, I got news for you, postgraduate student. Your poop has always been precious. This guy says, I even talk about feces during meal times to think about buying any book I want after I take care of business. Oh, this is unbelievable. To be able to buy things after you poop, this is a tremendous idea. I mean, who's not going to agree to this? Everybody wins. The environment wins. The pooper wins. You know, the building that's collecting the energy and everything else. I mean, everybody wins. Wins, wins, wins. We need to do this everywhere, all over the world. We all should be making money off our poop, exchanging our poop for more coffee, which will make us, in turn, poop more. And the cycle continues. What about other things? I want to get paid to puke. Can we get paid to puke? You know, after a long night of binging the next day. Ooh, no, my puke bucks. I could take my puke bucks and go use them at the local bar. It is now legal to get your hair cut in New York City on a Sunday. Hey, you'll no longer get arrested for getting sheared A shave and a haircut may no longer cost 2 bits, boys and girls, but can now be done on Sundays in New York without fear of reprisal. Isn't that lovely? That's because a century-old blue law banning barbers from working on Sundays was repealed by the governor of New York, ending the threat of a misdemeanor charge in the process. Ooh, you get a misdemeanor charge giving a haircut. Imagine going to jail for giving haircuts on Sundays. You're in there with who knows what sort of near-dwellers, and you're there for giving some close ones on a Sunday. Now, this law, a century-old blue law, rarely enforced, as many blue laws aren't. You guys know these blue laws? There's a bunch of weird ones, man. Like, you can't own more than 6 dildos in the state of Texas, this sort of thing. Jonesy, is that true? Yeah, I believe it's 6. It might be 5 dildos. Maybe 4. It could be 4 dildos in Texas, but there is a law. You can't have this many sex toys in the household. You have 17 rifles, but no, you can only have about 3 dildos in your home in Texas. These are the blue laws. These blue laws come from a very, how shall I say, conservative, primitive mindset that we used to have in this country, and still do in many ways. It's nice to see that some of them are being removed. So the blue law banning barbers from working on Sundays was taken away. This law, it says, was rarely enforced, but represented what have become antiquated restrictions on businesses operating on Sundays. Here's a quote from Governor Cuomo. "This is a very definition of archaic and meaningless law that makes little to no sense in the 21st century. While not routinely enforced, I'm more than happy to sign this repeal into law and allow these businesses to determine what days they wish to operate. Let's give them the choice. I am pleased," or is a quote from someone else, "I am pleased that the governor has signed into law a bill that I introduced that will repeal the state's archaic prohibition on barbering on Sundays. Barbershops and salons, like all small businesses, have faced significant, unprecedented, and strenuous challenges during the pandemic. By removing outdated and unnecessary laws such as this, these businesses will be provided with an additional opportunity to recover financially as we work to rebuild our local and state economies." Yes, this is great. Open up the economy. Let us do whatever we want on Sundays. You want to get your hair cut? You want to go to the titty bar? It all should be able to be happening on a Sunday, okay? You can't just all put our Lord's Day hat on and stay home and eat graham crackers and pray, all right? There's no way to live, all right? I'm going to be watching football on Sunday. I want to be able to buy beer. I lived in a city for a little while. You could not buy liquor or beer on a Sunday. I had to drive to another county to do it. It's like a half an hour drive. And we would often make this trip Sunday morning before football if we couldn't plan ahead and do it on Saturday. And we would make that drive to go get our beer, come back to watch the game. I mean, this was a barrier to a good time, man. We should be able to do whatever the hell we want. I like this. I like the blue laws going away. They're just silly. It's nonsense stuff. I like this. What if I want to get my hair cut Sunday morning before I go see the Lord? Huh? I want to be able to do that. I want my freedom. I just Googled blue laws. You'll be happy to hear. Wanted to find some examples of some silly blue laws. And there are. Everything from wearing lacy shirt sleeves on a Sunday to hunting and using birth control on a Sunday. No using birth control on a Sunday. After independence, many former colonies in the U.S. retained these blue laws, and new states adopted them as they joined the Union. The origin of the term blue laws is pretty unclear, it says here. By some accounts, it referred to the blue wrapping that accompanied printed documents of the late 18th century. Okay. Most blue law provisions relating to everyday activities, such as housework and travel, had disappeared by the end of the colonial period, but restrictions designed to do such things as limit alcohol consumption and to preserve Sunday as a day of rest still remain on the books. Well, and they seem to be going away. This is the beginning of something here, and they're quite silly. So unless you guys like them, you enjoy that? You want your rest on a Sunday, guys? I don't know. Tell me how you feel about this. 646-450-2012. You want some adultery on a Sunday or no? No adultery on a Sunday. No fornication on a Sunday. Blasphemy? What about drinking on a Sunday? Are you anti? Tell me how you feel. Don't worry, Jesus isn't watching. Maybe he is. You like podcasts? You're listening to my podcast. Maybe you thought to yourself, I'd like to make a podcast.
Too difficult? No, not with Anchor. Anchor has free creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast from your phone or your computer. Anchor distributes your podcast to Apple, Spotify, Stitcher, and more. They have advertising integration, so you can even make a little money off your podcast. Everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. And good luck with your podcast. Good luck with your creation. Good luck with your life, man.
11 people killed by lightning while taking selfies in India. Sad. Lightning has killed at least 38 people across 2 Indian states in 24 hours. A mere 24 hours, 38 people died by lightning. Is this a record? This sounds very dangerous over there. What's going on with the lightning in India? I need to find out more. The majority of the deaths occurred in the western state of Rajasthan. I'm not going there. Where 11 people died after being struck by lightning as they posed for photographs near a watchtower. I guess the lightning struck the watchtower while they were taking the pictures. This is scary shit. Senior police officer Anand Srivastava said some of the victims were taking selfies near the popular tourist attraction in the city of Jaipur when lightning struck on Sunday evening. Officer Anand said at least 9 more people were killed and nearly 20 others were injured in separate lightning strikes when the state was lashed with thunderstorms and monsoon rains. Well, what are you idiots doing out in the rains? The monsoons and thunderstorms, taking pictures. This sounds strange. First of all, your picture ain't going to come out very good. You're taking a photo in a monsoon. Are you okay? In Uttar Pradesh, 18 people were killed by lightning on Sunday. Most of those who died were farm laborers working in exposed fields. Yeah, they got themselves some sort of steel equipment that they're holding in their hands, and they're out there in a thunderstorm. Of course, they're vulnerable. But they're trying to earn a living here. They're trying to make it work. What about these selfie photos in a monsoon? This just seems utterly unnecessary. Both state governments have announced there will be financial compensation for the families of the victims and those who were injured by the lightning. Is lightning insurance a thing? I've never heard of such a thing. The chief minister, Ashok, said 500,000 rupees would be paid per family in his state. That's the equivalent of about 9,000 lightning bucks. Barry O'Farrell is the Australian High Commissioner to India, said on social media that he was saddened to hear about the loss of lives due to lightning strikes. That's all he has to say. Thanks, Barry. Thanks for giving a shit. Appreciate you, buddy, tweeting that you're sad to hear about this. I'm pretty sad to hear about it, too. Especially the selfie ones. It just seems so unnecessary. India's summer monsoon, if you don't know, brings heavy rains, as you can imagine a monsoon would. It lasts a while, man. From June to September, heavy rains. I guess if it rains that much, eventually you do have to take some photos in the rain if it never ceases, thus exposing yourself to possibly getting struck by lightning, standing next to a tower, taking a selfie. Now, national officials say around 2,000 Indians are killed by lightning strikes every year. This seems like excessive amounts. 2,000 a year? I've never met anyone killed by a lightning strike. I've met one person hit by a lightning strike, and they had a scar to show me. I guess it's like an exit wound of some sort. And they seemed like they were okay. Apparently you can be blasted to death, though. It's a very scary situation. I don't recommend being out in a monsoon by anything next to a tower, a lamppost, anything metal, taking a photo. Just take the photo indoors. Get inside something. I'm sure there's a Starbucks nearby. It's, maybe not in India, but I'm trying to give advice here. Why do I even bother? It's weird news. Yes, making fun mouth noises. You've made it all the way to the outro, guys. Tell them what they've won, Raj. You guys have won. Well, you get to listen to the outro. Hey, how about that? And listen to Jonesy pitch his Patreon to you, which is super annoying, but he's going to do it anyways, guys, right? You're right. But first, I want to say thank you to B. B sent me a very nice email. B. Oh, no. Actually, the name is Eve, but the email says B. Eve from Northern Ireland wrote, Seagulls don't exist, Jonesy. Hi there. I listen to your podcast every night on my Alexa. I had to laugh tonight when you mentioned seagulls. Now, it's because a running joke for me, as my dad is a bird watcher, hates hearing people use this term seagull. The reason he hates this is because seagulls don't really exist. To clarify, there are many different types of gulls, but no technical, quote unquote, seagull. There's no seagull. This is news to me, by the way. She writes, I like to wind him up, meaning her dad, by sending him articles about seagulls. So I will be telling him about you now also. And thank you for many laughs and random song renditions. Eve from Northern Ireland. Yeah, Eve, play the podcast for your dad, the seagull one. By the way, I had no idea that there's no such thing as a seagull. I'm learning. I like it. My listeners teach me things. This is fabulous. Fabulous. I mean, sometimes I teach you guys things. Sometimes, in turn, you teach me things. And I'm not very bright. I could use some more information. This is great. Thank you. And you guys can always email me stuff. funnyjones@gmail.com. I'll see you in Northern Ireland someday, Eve. I'm going to tour. I'm going to do a comedy tour in Europe. Yeah. So if you're in a place that you think can support a Jonesy live stand-up comedy show, please reach out to me. We'll put it together, guys. We'll put it together. Of course, if the borders ever open up, guys, really, I mean, is it ever going to end? Anyways, what else? I left you the number. You got the email address. If you'd like to send me an article or write me an email, you can follow me on Instagram @FunnyJones. And yes, the Patreon is the way to support the show. Go to patreon.com/WeirdAFnews. You get extra Weird AF content. I just uploaded a bonus episode with my friend comedian Dave Neal. Both of us going over some weird news that I never got to from last month. Hilarious stuff. Dave is very funny. And we have some intellectual conversations as well, if you're into that stuff. Also, I just pitched on the Patreon a Patreon-only fantasy football league. I'm thinking about starting this. If we have enough interest, we'll do the fantasy football league in the Patreon. I will be the commissioner, of course. I will create my own rules, and I will kick all of your asses, is what I'm saying, because I'm amazing at fantasy football. So if you guys would like to join the fantasy football Patreon-only exclusive club, go to patreon.com/WeirdAFnews, and we'll get this thing going. We'll have a draft. I don't know. We'll have it in... at some point between now and the start of football season. All right, guys, that's it for the outro. Thanks for joining me. I'll be back tomorrow with you, for you, by your side. Yeah, by your side. Like a good Sade song.